I think I've made a mistake. Hey, what's up you guys? I'm Mina. Welcome to my channel, Mina Reads. I'm having a rough day and I thought to myself, I need to read something that's just gonna be like a pick-me-up, something easy, something ridiculous that'll just be fun and enjoyable. Because the last few books that I read, objectively, they weren't horrible or anything, but I just haven't found anything that just makes me feel really good recently. So I decided that I'm gonna read a book that's possibly like objectively bad, but will probably have like a high level of enjoyment factor. So I'm reading Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon, and if you don't know what that's about, it's basically an alien romance. It's about this girl named Georgie, and she's abducted by these stereotypical green Martian aliens, and the spacecraft that they're on like crashes on this planet called the Ice Planet, I guess, and I am shook to my core. Okay, first of all, let's just say that Georgie is a bad bitch. If I was abducted by aliens, I would not be handling it as good as Georgie.
She's got a point. She's an icon. She's a legend, and she is the moment.
I couldn't be her, but she's making it work for her. I can't believe it. So she's kind of unofficially become the leader of like these 12 other women who were also in this cargo hold, about to be, I don't know, enslaved or whatever by these aliens. And so they crash land on this planet. They're trying to find food, water, shelter, all that. And so Georgie is sent out to scout their whereabouts, and she gets caught in this trap. Somebody comes to like get her from the trap, and that happens to be whoever the love interest is. I can't pronounce his name for shit. It's like Vekel, some, I don't know. His name is crazy. And he realizes that they have like a mate bond or something. And she's sleeping because she passed out because she was like so freaked out when she saw him for the first time and she thought he was a monster. So she's passed out. And he is now eating her out, and she just woke up. And she's like, oh my god. Now wait, sis, it's a lot happening. I mean, this is the first 20% of the book, and it's so much happening. It's so much going on. I don't even know. The way the scene is written is so funny. Like, and Georgie's reaction just kills me. I can't. As much as this is crazy, this is the exact book that I needed to read right now. So I'm not sure how far in I am right now, but like I mentioned in that last clip, she was stuck in a hunter's trap, and the guy found her, and he realized that they're mates. And so his immediate instinct in his culture is to like consummate a mate bond, which is why he was doing what he was doing. But I mean, the consent issues of that are like super wild and crazy. So when the girl wakes up, she's like, you know, we're not doing that. And he's like, oh, okay, you know, my bad. And then it's interesting because they're trying to figure out how to communicate with each other because there's a huge language barrier. And he wants to like take her somewhere so that he can give her a key. I think that's, I don't know, it's something that he's going to make her be able to acclimate to like the climate of the planet so that she's not freezing and stuff like that. So he's trying to give her this key or whatever, and he's trying to take her to do that. But she is trying to get back to her friends who are still stuck in this cargo hold, and they're waiting for her to get back from her scouting mission. So it's interesting seeing them interact and try to figure out like what they're going to do because they don't speak the same language, and they have two entirely different objectives, and like all the differences that they see in each other's anatomy and like the way they comment on it. Like Vectal, his point of view is so funny. I was expecting to think that his point of view was going to be like weird and maybe even creepy, but his point of view is so funny, and so is Georgie's. Georgie already said she's an icon, she's a legend. So I'm having so much fun reading this. I'm so glad that I decided to read this even though it's weird, because I'm having the time of my life right now. Just describe what his penis looks like, and there's ridges on it. Ridges. What? I can't. The way she described it is killing me. I may unironically be in love with this book. I just love Vectal. His first scene, incredibly questionable shit. But his character development, like his chapters are just so sweet. He's such like a caretaker, and I'm just obsessed with how much he just wants to take care of Georgie. And Georgie has finally like convinced him to go up the mountain so that she can go and save her friends. Finally, their priorities are aligned and they're learning each other's language, and he's like cooking for her, and it's like stuff is happening and it's cute. I'm here for it. I thought that this was going to be like a completely ironic read, but honestly, I really like this. Also, it's hot, and his alien anatomy is perfectly suited to the pleasure. So 10 points for Gryffindor. Ruby Dixon, I really fuck with your vision. Love what you're doing here. Appreciate you so much. I'm so tired. I need a nap. What I came over here to say is that Georgie, she keeps mentioning the fact that they are sleeping together without protection. And she was like, yeah, well, since we're two different species, like, you know, I probably won't get pregnant anyway. It'll be impossible for us to get pregnant. So it's totally fine. And how much you want to bet that this bitch is going to be pregnant by the end of the book? Anytime in a romance where the author specifically mentions the fact that like a cis heterosexual couple are having sex with no protection, that bitch is going to be pregnant by the end of the book. It's almost a guarantee. So I'm not even going to be shook if she ends up pregnant. I could feel it in my bones already. I could feel it. I'm sure that this sounds really absurd, but this book actually kind of has good world building. But like the world building in this is interesting. Not necessarily that there's like a super intense world building, but I think that the way that the author like put a lot of thought into, I guess, like the culture of the aliens and like the cultural differences between the aliens and the humans, and also like their environment, this setting. I definitely think she put a lot of interesting thought into this setting, and I think that maybe I'm just a weirdo, but it made me interested in like the ecosystem of this planet that they live on, and like how it can function being like a frozen tundra if the whole planet is like that. So I don't know, I just thought that that was like fascinating, the way that she wrote that aspect of the story. So I mean, definitely written kind of like it's a joke and it doesn't want you to take it too seriously or look too deeply into it. It's still kind of interesting to see the small ways that the author did put like some thought into it. Like, I thought that that was interesting. Can I just say that I am absolute trash for like the soulmate, soul bond trope. Like, I know that a lot of people hate that trope and they think that it's whack and, you know, insta love and blah blah blah. And it's definitely insta love in this story. Georgie, she's in love with Vectal after knowing him for like 6 days. So the Stockholm syndrome is definitely kicking her ass. But I love a good soulmate. The angst, I love it because Vectal, he feels like this soulmate bond to Georgie, and Georgie doesn't feel this bond because, you know, she's not from their planet and all this other stuff, and so she doesn't feel it the way that he feels it, and she's kind of like, you know, I need time to think about this and think about our relationship and if I want to be with you and all that kind of stuff, and the angst of that because Vectal wants to be with her and like have a family with her and all this cute shit, and she's like, we moving a little fast, don't you think? And I think that that's funny. Like, I love the sweet, sweet angst of a good soulmate bond where only one person can feel the bond and they're trying to convince their soulmate to feel it too. Excellence. So I just finished this book. She pregnant. Fucking knew it. I called it. Everyone applaud for me really quick. My mind. I'm an intellectual. Please don't. I don't even know what that joke was. Anyway, so I finished the book, and unironically, I want to give this book like 4 stars. It was so fun to read this book. Like, is this Stockholm Syndrome alien abduction trash? Yeah, probably. Yeah. Not even probably. Definitely. It is that. But I had so much fun reading it. Like, I had so much fun reading it and I liked it. I thought that the author struck like the perfect balance of trying to make it like kind of romantic-y, but also like the smut was hot, and then like it wasn't taking itself too seriously, which I appreciated. I just thought that it was just like a really amusing book to read, and I liked it, and I ended up really liking Georgie and Vexhall together, and like I'm happy for them. They're going to be together forever. They're having a kid. Like, good for them. That's so cute. But I think I might read another one. I might, just to see if it's like a one-off and I only like this one, or maybe I'll like the other one. I think I'm gonna read another one and see how I feel. But like, this was good. Don't judge me, y'all. Don't judge me. I do want to mention, however, that the beginning of the book is a little bit rough. Like, I don't know if I really mentioned it when I first started talking about the book, but the beginning of the book is really rough when, like, there's a scene where a girl, like, gets raped on the ship, and it's like really rough. After they escape those aliens, they meet the blue aliens that are, like, nice and sexy and all that. So just a warning, if you are going to read it, I definitely think that you could skip, like, some of the beginning, because it is pretty, it's a downer. It's kind of like, just a warning for that. If you are, for some reason, going to read this trashy alien smut thing because of me, I want you to be aware. I think I've made a mistake. I'm reading the second book, and this is absolutely not it. So let me set the scene for you guys. You already know Georgie and the girls, they've crash landed on this icy tundra of a planet, and they have encountered these large, blue, barbaric, super sexy aliens. So Georgie, her and her alien are all shacked up, so happy for them, you know, hope their honeymoon goes well. This book, Barbarian Alien, is about one of the girls that crash lands with Georgie. Her name is Liz. Because Liz, she has a very solid, reasonable position, right? I mean, she's been abducted by aliens. She's trapped now on an alien planet with some different aliens. She's scared, terrified, right? All makes sense. So what's happening at the start of this book is that all of the girls, their bodies are not made to live in this alien environment. So they have to take on like this parasitic worm thing that will help their body like heat from the inside and stuff like that, so they won't die from like cold and sickness. So Liz, even though it will save her life to take on this parasitic worm, she doesn't want to do it. She thinks that it's like so weird and gross, and she doesn't want it to happen. So her barbarian, he goes by the name of Rahush. Rahush does not give a fuck about the fact that she doesn't want to do this, and so he basically like drags her to a secluded place, and he cuts her, he puts the worm in her. It's so disgusting. Then he kidnaps her even further, and he drags her to some random cave away from all of her friends and all of the other tribesmen in Rahush's tribe, because he knows that she does not want him, and she doesn't want this parasitic worm thing, and she's going to be pissed. So his brilliant idea is to kidnap her and make her even more angry. Obviously, this is a romance between her and Rahush, because that makes 100% sense. Rahush is terrible. He's so fucking annoying. I hate him so much. Let's just discuss. Rahush, he speaks English, right? In the first book, Vexhall, he doesn't initially speak English. So a lot of the issues that him and Georgie have initially are due to the fact that they don't speak the same language, and they're trying to understand each other like almost entirely through hand gestures, and they're both kind of teaching each other their respective languages. So a lot of issues that they have are due to that fact. But in this, Rahush speaks English, and he does not tell this to the girl Liz at all. So Liz is just like talking to him, trying to, you know, convey her discontent, what she doesn't want, and all this kind of stuff. And he just doesn't give a fuck about that. And it's just so weird and gross. This book feels so ugly in comparison to the first one. I feel like maybe it felt better reading Georgie's story, because Georgie was all gung-ho about some alien dick. But Georgie's disposition towards the whole thing is way different than Liz. Liz does not want any parts of this dude. and he does not care about the fact that she doesn't want him, which I think is made even worse by the fact that Vektal has told all of his tribesmen that women, they need to be, you know, wooed, and everything should be their choice, and you should respect that. And Rahush is like, yeah, well, I'm not gonna do that, so I'm gonna kidnap her so that nobody knows that I'm not respecting her choices. Like, where is this sexy? Where is this fun? You know why Vektal is fun and sexy? Because he delivers orgasms and food. What is Rahush doing? Rahush wishes he was Vektal. He wishes he had that energy. He wishes that he was a sexy blue mountain man, but he's not. He is nothing of the sort. He's trash. I do not like him. I believe that the book may have gotten worse in the time that I updated you last. So, okay. I'm currently at like 70%, but let's backtrack a little bit. First of all, they don't speak to each other, or he doesn't speak to her until the 30% mark. All throughout this time, he understands everything that she's saying to him, but he just didn't decide to reply to her until 30% of the way in, and this happens during a sex scene while he's eating her out. So clearly Ruby Dixon thinks that all pivotal emotional moments should happen during cunnilingus. So second, the book does a really weird job of trying to address the fact that Liz is angry with him for valid reasons. And the book kind of tries to make it seem like Liz is valid, but it also tries to make it seem like Liz is overreacting and she's annoying and like kind of like a shrew type character. Then when she finally does start liking him, which happens after a, like, you know, he's in mortal danger and she takes care of him, and then it's like, oh, I'm in love with him. Her response to that is to just be like, you know what, he's completely valid for having kidnapped me. He was totally right, and it's okay and wonderful now. Like, no, it's not. And I think that it's one thing to have her, like, you know, her ideas have shifted because she likes him now. I can understand that. Like, she likes him and she's willing to forgive him for what he did or how he treated her initially or whatever. You know, that is what it is. But to act like in retrospect he made the right decision in kidnapping you, that's not okay at all. Like, him literally kidnapping her and isolating her from anyone else so that she will fall in love with him. Like, literally, that's the whole reason that he kidnaps her, because he wants her to be isolated and just be with him so that she will fall in love with him and they can make babies. And what happens? She falls in love with him and she gets pregnant. Also, every other girl that was in this spaceship crash or whatever is also pregnant, so these aliens work quick as fuck. Now, I want to know what these alien half-human babies are gonna look like, because what, like, the main characteristic of these alien people is like the blue skin, these blue man group looking motherfuckers. So I want to know what these alien babies are gonna look like. Like, are they gonna be like light blue? Are they gonna be a turquoise? Like, are they gonna have tails and horns too, or no? I wonder. It's like, I don't know. That's just exactly where my mind goes. So, choices. This lighting really said, go ahead girl, give us nothing. Anyway, I just want to show you guys my shirt really quick. It's my Claremont 2020 shirt, which is from Red, White, and Royal Blue, and it just makes me so happy that I own it, because 2020 so far is very much trash. So, like, this is the only thing I'm clinging to about 2020 that's good. Yes, I am outside. I was going stir crazy in my house, so I needed a walk, and there's nobody out here, so I kind of can't believe that the moral of this book is that kidnapping is the ultimate romantic gesture. Kind of can't believe it. So annoying, because the tribesmen are mad at the fact that Rahush kidnapped her, because that's against the law and he shouldn't have done it. Obviously, it's a bad thing to do. And no, they have all these good reasons. They're like, you broke the law, you forced her hand in mating with you, you know, all this is bad stuff and you need to be exiled from our tribe. But the book is like, well, he did it because he loves me and it was the right decision. Like, what? Why this?
This is the bad place.
Friends, we have reached the end of this train wreck. It's done. It's over. That's finished. It was terrible. It was horrible. I gave it 1 star. Garbage. Listen, I really liked the first one, And I stand by the fact that I really like the first one. The first one was so enjoyable. It was fun. It was funny. And it definitely wasn't taking itself too seriously. And this book, I guess, is also supposed to be funny. But I really just couldn't get past the setup. And I couldn't get past Rahush and his annoying ass caveman tendencies. You know, me man, you woman, hit you over the head, carry you off, you're mine now forever. That's weird, not fun, not sexy. It's not for me. And I also didn't like Liz. I didn't vibe with her as a character. Her narration was nowhere near as funny or personable as Georgie in the first book. So she just wasn't that girl. And her and Rahush did not have the range. Not fun. Didn't like it. The first book though, fire. I really liked Ice Planet Barbarians, and I think that I might try to read another book in this series, because one of the books in the series, I think it's book 5. Book 5 is about a black girl. So I'm like, much to think about. So I might read book 5. I don't know what it's called, but I might read book 5. So yeah, my thoughts. I really liked the first book a lot. I thought it was fun, sexy, and it utilized the concept well. The start of it was like a little bit more dark than it really needed to be, but overall it was fun. This second book, for the trash. I would throw it away in a heartbeat if I could. Definitely feel like I wasted my time reading it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this. What did we learn from this video? I think what we learned is that playing hide the sausage is the correct coping mechanism for alien abduction, and I think that that's an interesting approach. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you all soon. Bye you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe.